Yeah, looks like the ads are over. Guess it's time to see if this actually works. And hopefully the card doesn't melt doing it. Going to be interesting to see what an acceptable render time is. Let's move some stuff around so I can actually see everything I need to see. Oh, so far so good, I guess. Let's put some of this stuff away. Temperature on the card is going up. even though it's supposedly going at almost full RPM, despite fan speed being set to 40%. Well, I guess we'll see if it holds on 77C. Such a weird card. The low profile A310. Occasional skipped or missed frames, but still below 0.1%, so that's more than acceptable. Not sure if this has any practical effect or if it's just a thing to do. Okay, apparently we have all the Atlas words. I finished the language. Judging by the information inside hardware monitor, doing 5 Twitch encodes is using somewhere between 80 and 90% of the video engine, the A310. And it's using slightly below 60% of the 3D resources. I'm assuming for scaling. From what I understand, there's no acceleration of sources on this card, so all the stream sources are happening on the CPU. These keep glitching out. slight bit of stuttering and increased the render time on entering the atmosphere, but that's not exactly unexpected with how this game stutters when you enter a planet. Sitting at 0.1% frames missed and skipped frames at the moment. Frame rate is feeling a bit squirrely. Oh, it's dipping low. Why is it doing that? That's a terrible ammonia deposit. One thing I probably should test. If I pop off some sort of effect thing, does it actually cope?
A few moments later.
Did that actually play anything? I didn't hear anything. Monitoring is on.
A few moments later.
I can't hear it, but it says it's playing.
A few moments later.
Okay, it is playing on stream. That's... And the encode didn't freak out, so I guess that's fine. What we're doing? Ammonia. Okay, quest done. That AI seems to be drunk. It's landed under the landing pad. Hey, Packle. It's going surprisingly well, at least on the encoding side. I don't know what it's like on the viewing side. The highest render time I've had so far is about 9 milliseconds, and the skipped and missed frames are sitting at around 0.3%. Of course, another question is how high can I run the game before things start to fall apart? Maybe not the best game to test that with, since it's sort of flying apart at the seams already. How are you today? Oh, that's fun. One weird thing I've noticed about the A10 low profile, it basically ignores your fan settings, and the Intel graphics software it just ignores completely. So I had to download Acer's Arc Bifrost app to get the Sparkle A310 low profile to even recognize that I'm trying to manipulate the fan profile. And even then it still revs to basically max RPM when it's on a load. Only way I've found to get it to go down into the sort of 1500 to 2000 range is to set the thermal limits to under 60, which is probably not the best setting to have it on, since it runs at about 76 under exclusively encoder load. It gets annoying. I'll just have to yank it out of the slot. Assuming I even keep it in. It's a bit of a novelty, really. And probably do just fine with encoding on the NVENC instead. The only scenario really where I've had problems encoding on the same card I'm playing on is in especially highly ray-traced games where it's using both the CPU and the GPU almost at max. Oh, that's fun. Yeah. I mean, it's not even theoretical at that point, it's just a hypothesis about something that might happen. Are you joining for Kiki's delivery service later? I'm kind of excited. It's been a few years since I've seen it. That's nice. At least you built something that could also handle hypothetical problems. Are you joining for Kiki's delivery service? I saw Stella put that up as the Friday movie. Nice. I'm not much of a Studio Ghibli guy, so I kind of forget those movies even exist. But I haven't seen a bad Ghibli movie yet. I'm convinced they don't exist. Oh, another ocean planet. Let's go have a look at that. Yeah, I guess there's no way we could ping you if you have notifications off in Discord. Oh, that is a cool looking planet. Yeah, okay. Yeah, I'm not going to promise I'll remember, but I'll try to remember to ping you if you don't show up. I'm notoriously bad at remembering myself, so... Huh. Apparently, the municipality and the labor agency, I guess, are starting a project where they Ukrainian refugees who are doing language programs to learn Norwegian will be working as assistants, doing sort of non-healthcare related tasks. That'll be interesting. The Ukrainians we have working for us with actual patient tasks are excellent. Language, not always great, but Norwegian, especially local dialects, are not the easiest thing, so... Going to be interesting to see what their solution is to everyone being overworked once this program with the Ukrainians learning Norwegian is over, though, because presumably they will have learned Norwegian at some point. interesting. They said they had fixed the life support going down while you're inside the Nautilon. Oh no, it's the Nautilon power. Right, okay, that makes sense. Yes, let's see, can I bring up... I probably have to go out of the submarine to do that. So there, and apparently I'm swimming up automatically. Okay, thank you. Stand still, please. There's the Pilgrim, which is a bike with large wheels. There's the Nomad, which is a really light hovercraft thing. There's the OG, which is the Roamer, which is a car. And then there's the Colossus, which didn't really have much of a use until this update. They added a refiner upgrade to it, so if you want to, you can drive around with it and also refine resources as you go. And then there's probably my favorite, which is the Minotaur, which also gets an AI upgrade, so it can act as a bodyguard for you. It's incredibly bad at that job, but it does occasionally kill something, so it's not useless and it's cool to pilot. And then there's the Nautilon, which is the submarine, which recently got a bunch of upgrades. And they sort of all have some sort of thing they do better than the others. The Minotaur and the Nautilon also have mining capabilities. I don't really use... Ooh, that's cool. I don't use the exocrafts a huge amount because, well, I have all the upgrades, so I don't really need to use them. Occasionally, if I have to travel far, I might use them. The Minotaur I usually have up if I'm doing combat or expecting combat. So it can draw fire and occasionally kill something. Yes. Some of the upgrades are sort of research 3 things where you have to go down from the first to the last. And some of them you can just pick up immediately. Those fish are cool. Yellow glowing fish. But yeah, getting absolutely every base part and every upgrade takes quite some time. I still don't have every construction piece. Okay, where did I park? Yeah. Although the best way to get away from Sentinels is to do the GTA thing and just find somewhere to hide where they can't get to you. Really nice that they fixed the Nautilon. Seemed like intentional that your O2 would go down while inside diving deep, but apparently That was a bug. And that's the sound of a work email. The worst sound you can possibly hear when you have a day off. Okay, where did I park this time? Up there. One really nice thing that they added a few updates ago is the ability to do the expeditions on your main save. So you can take some stuff with you into the expedition, and then you can also extract stuff from the expedition back to your main. Instead of having to do expedition seasonal saves. I did a lot of seasonal content in Path of Exile 1 and Diablo 3, and I'm kinda just done with that concept. Deepest Ocean. That's marginally deeper than the first one I explored. So far I've found ocean planets with around 1400 unit deep oceans, but apparently they can go quite a lot deeper. Doesn't seem like there are any bottom dwelling life on this planet. Yeah, that's an odd bug. You're talking about the salvageable shipwrecks, right? That's a big guy. Yeah. That's strange. I haven't hunted for ships in a while. Might do that, see if it's a universal problem. Is and you can also dismantle them for parts now, so you can put together your own ship if you want. The caveat being that the game won't count it as a genuine ship, in the sense that if it's an S rank, it's not a quote-unquote genuine S rank, because you specifically built it to be an S rank. This game is such an amazing game at this point. I think genuinely there are more features in this game now than I can actually keep track of. The fuel for this thing is kinda expensive, so I think I'm going to run the fuel rod completely empty before I recharge. Going to be interesting to see what they do next. And we're out of fuel.
Technology recharge. Technology recharge.
Light No Fire looks really cool. And it looks more fantasy inspired, which is going to be a fun break from all the space stuff. I just hope the multiplayer is better in Light No Fire. Because in No Man's Sky, the multiplayer sessions aren't properly in sync. So one person can have a hideous storm while the other person has perfectly shiny weather. There's also no shared progress in No Man's Sky, I think. One of the recent expeditions added water landing, which is nice to have. Ooh, look at that nice reflection. Very actiony music all of a sudden. Haven't seen a freighter selling frigates in a while. Apparently the work email was about some sort of IT problem, which is not my problem, because I'm not in IT anymore. I'm also not at work. Another thing you can make fast units on in No Man's Sky is fossils. Did one of these planets have them? Yeah, ancient bones. You can get really lucky digging up ancient bones. Okay, let's find somewhere interesting to build a waypoint. In case I need to get back to around 450 light years. Gas giant, maybe? Can you build bases on gas giants? Sure, I've actually tried that. There's a gas giant. Let's find out if we can build on a gas giant. Hey, Wasteland, welcome in. How are you today? I'm good. I have the day off and I'm testing encoding on a tiny ARC card while playing on the RTX. And it's working. Actually working pretty well. I don't know what the viewing experience is, but as far as measurable things go, it's working pretty nice. One problem I'm having with the A310 low profile though is the pan controls don't work. So I have to use Acer's software to control the sparkle card to get it to even attempt to rev down. But most of the time it's around 3000 RPM just regardless. And then when it's not under load, it keeps going up and down on the RPMs. Which, if you're not wearing a headset, or if there are other people in the same room, might get annoying. Oh, that's a large rock. But there are probably other low profile cards as well that might get the job done. I kinda just picked this one because it's an ARC card and because I could get it relatively cheap as a B grade. But yeah, percentage-wise, the peak render and encoding lag was 0.2%, I think. And now it's back down to an average 0.1.
Thermal protection falling. Technology recharge.
Let's see, we came out to see if we can build. Now, apparently consumer-grade motherboards and consumer-grade CPUs aren't great with running multiple GPUs. Doesn't look like it's a problem with this configuration, but might become a problem if I try to do anything other than encoding on the ARC card. And also supposedly it running on what I think we agreed in the enhanced broadcasting Discord must be the chipset PCI slot. Might mean that everything else is slightly slower, but I haven't noticed any problems yet. Not enough pure ferrite. What? I guess it's time to test the finer and the Colossus. Yeah. Did I install it? No, apparently I didn't.
Technology installed. Technology recharge.
And I have my ferrite dust in a different castle. Oh, the wind is actually manipulating the... Or is it just settling? It might have just been settling. There's some ferrite dust. It looks like the
Recharge.
wind is actually manipulating the suspension on the Colossus. That's cool. Ah. It's an interesting bug. I can't move the technology. Oh, methane. That's another material I actually have to try to find somewhere. Should go back to my paraffinium base and pick up some paraffinium. Maybe expand the storage there as well. So apparently I'm running out of ferrite.
Extreme night temperature detected.
Whoa. Still think they should increase the budget for how much terrain manipulation you can do. It's sort of annoying going back to bases and then everything has reset. That sounds like a fast way to get ferrite. I should use the recipes more often. Kind of forget that that's a thing. Still too small to upload. Apparently I have a bunch of unfinished techs on this losses. Weird.
Technology recharge. Technology recharge.
Okay, apparently the second biofuel reactor just needs to exist. I think maybe the game is having problems mathing at the moment. Okay, so now we have our exploration waypoint set. Let's go back to the underwater base to see if it even still there. Well, let's go pick up some paraffinium first. And hopefully the Colossus refiner actually has memory, unlike the freighter one. Hey, the Minotaur. Apparently he's going to accompany us. This planet is looking less barren, I think, than it used to. Slightly more colorful, at least. Oh, and it even remembered that I discovered this 3 years ago. Wow. It has been a while. I haven't destroyed any bases recently. Frame rate is struggling slightly. Okay, let's... Let's go. This is a old water world. Let's see what this looks like now. Apparently there's a save beacon over there. Okay, this is still a regular planet with lots of water instead of an ocean world. It's a ladder. See if there's any new marine life here. Or if it's just stuff that the game has forgotten that I discovered. Yeah, this is just stuff that it forgot that I discovered. Oh wait, where's the portal room? Yeah, that's a different aquatic base. There's the sub-ocean. Let's see if this is still there. Or if the game has deleted it. No, it's still here. That's good, because I spent a stupid amount of time making this. Oh, but it deleted a bunch of stuff. Well, it deleted something. The moon pools work. You can even fish in the moon pools now. Or did I make another one as well? Oh, there's the lithium outpost. Let's see if this is still here. One of the habs on this small base got deleted, it looks like. This one I spent a lot of time on, so hopefully it isn't completely ruined. And that's certainly somewhere to park. Ah! Big hermit crab. Okay, the refining room is still here. Oh no, that one was messed up to begin with. I just made it to try to fish in the moon pool. See if it has harvested anything.
Extreme water temperature detected.
Yeah, thankfully those things are not hostile. They are scary AF.
Technology recharge.
Storage M. Oh, is this one not hooked up? Oops.
Technology recharge. Technology recharge.
Yeah, they did some of the underwater creatures quite well. Although I think the hermit crab is the only ugly one I've seen so far. Looks like it's kept some of the terrain edits as well. This wasn't edited to begin with, so that's... Still running the power down.
Technology recharge. Extreme water temperature detected. Extreme water temperature detected.
The derpiest thing I've found underwater so far is the seahorses in the deep oceans. I mean, you can sort of pasture animals by using the feeder and then building around them, but obviously every time you come back they're going to have they will have respawned elsewhere, probably. Don't know if the way this game handles persistence would allow for actual pastured animals. The massive planets seem to be relatively rare. Still haven't found a massive jungle. Oh, lots of gas giants here. It's another gas giant. I still hope against hope that this game will have a proper economy at some point. That seems far-fetched since they're already on to, or already, it's been 9 years, but they go on to a new project. A lot of the No Man's Sky stuff we're getting now is probably stuff backported from Light No Fire. At least the tech stuff. But yeah, an economy and the ability to build your own stations would be cool. I think maybe that's just because I want a new X game that is actually good. It has been 2 X games now since X3 and Conflict, and I haven't liked any of them. Or either of them, plus expansions. At this point, they've basically said as much. The lighting stuff is backported from Light No Fire work to No Man's Sky. So most of the stuff we're getting, at least technically, are going to be Light No Fire stuff, I think. But Light No Fire, based on what mercifully little they've said so far, seems much smaller than No Man's Sky. I'm not entirely sure what the size of that is going to be.
Technology recharge.
Yeah, X3 was really, really cool. X Rebirth, as far as I can tell, was a complete flop. Probably sold well because every X3 player probably bought it, including myself. X4... I don't know, it's just I can't get into X4 for some reason. I think maybe it just has too many systems and it doesn't explain any of them well enough. X3, while it was quite complex, was fairly straightforward in the things you needed to do. X4 seems not so much. Or maybe I'm just old and slow at this point. That's also... Well... Yes, it doesn't explain it. It sort of tries to explain things through tutorial scenarios, at least last time I tried it. But it doesn't do it in a way where you're actually learning anything. That's another ocean planet. And an ocean planet with a vile brood on it. While brewed underwater. That sounds horrifying. A big planet that doesn't look like a gas giant. Yeah, X is a sort of game that might be fun to play with the hotels. I have neither the time, money, or space for that. An Azure Giant. Let's have a look at that. Nice. The refiner inside the Colossus actually remembers stuff. Well, I guess you're my new main refiner.
Units received. Units received. Units received. Units received.
Interesting. What underwater cave? One thing that this game can't do that would be interesting would be submerged caves that are dry. But as far as I remember, the planets just have a water level. Anything below that is going to be filled with water. I'm starting to get hungry. Stream for a bit more, and then hopefully Tiggy is streaming today. Oh, one other thing they did in this update, which is probably not easy to see in this view, but they changed it so the controls move in the same direction. So when I move the mouse, the stick moves. The throttle also moves, but there's no way to see that in this cockpit view. Apparently they did that to all the vehicles. Let's go hunt for a wreck and see if I get that same bug that Packle has.
Technology recharge.
Oh, apparently this one can't scan for wrecks.
Technology installed.
Structures, ruins, structures, drop pods, fade outposts. I did not know that was a thing. Okay, let's get out the Minotaur then. Where's the signal? That looks like it's the stress signal with a person next to it.
Units received. Units received. Units received.
Or did I hallucinate that? Nope, there he is. Ah, another crash site with a person. Radar crash site. No, that's not what we want. Hopefully someone makes a new LOD mod, because the vanilla game has some LOD issues. Stuff just popping in out of nowhere. Which is also, as far as I understand, why it has so much loading stutter. Instead of keeping stuff ready to go, it loads everything when it needs it instead. Another crash site with a person. I want ships in distress, not people in distress.
Units received.
Probably just going to check this distress beacon, save, and then go get some food. It's been a successful test, at least with the No Man's Sky. Might just keep streaming with the ARC card as the encoder until I run into problems. Which, given how confused Windows is sometimes, might be before I stream the next time. We'll see. Hopefully Sparkle is still working on the firmware, although the Alchemist cards are old hat at this point, so they might have just moved on without fixing the fan stuff. And another crash site with a person. It's annoying. Yeah, I think I'm going to call it there because I'm really hungry. And the ads haven't started yet, so a perfect time to end. Thanks for hanging out. Hopefully, I don't know, Wasteland might not be here anymore, but have a nice day, Packle. Have a nice day, Wasteland, if you can still hear. I'm going to go get some food.